What up, YouTube? It's your boy Z Doom. Happy New Year. Let's get that out the way real quick, man. Beginning of the new year, new things, new opportunities, new challenges, new all that stuff. But I don't like to do the whole New Year's resolution thing. I think it's kind of corny. We'll talk about that later. But man, a lot has happened, man, in 2024 in the world, especially the last week. So if you guys have been paying attention to the news, uh there have been two plane crashes within the last week of December. Two separate plane crashes in the last week of December, and that's very rare, very very rare. But it's kind of eerie, flying is one of the safest ways of traveling, but it kind of you kind of lose faith in people when people kind of lose faith in flying when things like this happens, and it's unfortunate, man. People's lives have changed forever, so I think that's real tragic. I mean, I'm gonna still keep flying when I have to, but it definitely doesn't help sales of certain airlines when their planes keep crashing or things happening to them, because the news is gonna always sensationalize that stuff, right? Even though flying is the safest way of traveling. You guys already know we talked about the Luigi. His case is still ongoing. I think a lot of people are trying to make career advancements dealing with this guy. You got a lot of sheriffs that's wanting to get promoted, a lot of politicians, judges. They want this to be a career case for them. So they kind of trotting this guy out as a terrorist, and they're treating him as he's like the worst thing ever to happen to humanity. And it's just for publicity, and it's just for them to get more clout. That's all. He killed one person. I'm not saying killing is okay. I'm not justifying it, but he killed one person. You have people that are serial killers that don't get this much coverage, depending on who they kill, right? So the media has always been biased. I've never been a fan of the media, and I don't look to news outlets as my only source. I tend to do a little bit more digging on my own before I give my assessment of things. So in New Orleans, and this is another reason why I don't go out. Like I don't like to go out in large crowds and party and celebrate. I mean, aside from not liking loud noises, I just don't like being around a lot of people, because people tend to be reckless, careless, rude, and all those negative things before they're kind and polite and considerate. So I just tend to stay indoors. And I mean, but that's your right. If you want to go out, you have that right. You should be able to go out, enjoy yourself, and go home and be safe. You shouldn't have to worry about certain things like a guy driving a freaking truck through the crowd, hopping out of it and shooting and killing people. You don't expect that. Some people went to that Mardi Gras. I mean, that festival in New Orleans. It wasn't Mardi Gras. The festival in New Orleans. They had no idea their lives would be changed forever. And some people left and they're not coming back. And it's just sad and tragic. No one can foresee things like that. But by not going out and socializing in public events, I mean, crowd gatherings, you can limit your exposure to those type of things happening. Not saying it's gonna make your life safer, but it's just another reason why I don't go out in public gatherings and socialize very often, if at all. Then you got the Tesla truck that exploded in front of Trump Tower. The guy that rented it was actually U.S. military, and they had improvised explosive devices in the back of it, and it was remote detonated. And I guess the blast, it only killed one person. The blast was, I guess they thought the blast would be more bigger or more significant. It really wasn't. So they whatever effect they intended to get, I don't think they got that. Maybe next time research fertilizer versus fireworks and see how much more damage fertilizer would do versus fireworks. Not saying, let me be careful. Not saying that that's something that's good or something that you should do. but they whatever effect they were trying to get or result, they didn't get it. It wasn't that significant. Nothing is gonna change. Tesla truck still gonna sell. Trump's still gonna be the president. Elon Musk still gonna support him. So I don't know. It's unfortunate someone had to die because of that. But these are the kind of things that happen, man. And you have the conspiracy theorists that may look at this as if, oh, this the end times. You better get right by God and stuff like that. But I just think we just really divided. We're more divided now, I think, than probably post slavery. Well, before slavery, we're the most divided now, and you can see it. You can see how people are treating each other, how people are feeling about each other, how people are reacting, retaliating, things like that. So it's just some rough times right now. But I mean, I'm a firm believer in trouble doesn't last always. So with that being said, my new format, y'all saw the new intro. I'm trying to incorporate new things that will be more invigorating, more engaging, more entertaining. Just trying stuff out to see what kind of audience engagement it gets, reactions or whatever. And that's part of growth, right? With your channel, you don't want to stay stagnant. You want to kind of do different things and get different audiences, different attentions, just to see. But that's all that was. I'm going incognito, trying to be a little bit more conservative per se, and see if that's something that I'm really interested in, or if it's more of a chore type deal. Just to see my engagements in my channel. Usually it's the shorts, like mainly my shorts get the most engagement. My podcasts kind of go the way they go, but like I said, there are people that have been with me since day one, since I started this channel. I really appreciate those people, and I appreciate anybody else that subscribes and watches my videos, whether you like them or not. I appreciate just entertaining it, even if it's for 50 seconds or whatever. So that's what we're going with that. No like overhauls or anything like that, but I do have to get more engaged in my channel. It's just with, like I said, my work schedule shifts. So some people are able to do like podcasts every Sunday at 3 o'clock or every Tuesday at noon. With my schedule constantly rotating, I don't have that luxury. But I am going to try to get more guests on here. Last year, I didn't have a lot of guests. I'm going to try to get more guests. I'm going to try to get some more of my relatives to chime in on things. But once again, guys, people have lives. Like, we all have lives that we have to live. So you can plan something with somebody and then something can come up and they can't commit to it. So you got to change up your whole, format or whatever you was going to do for that podcast. And that happens. So most of the time I'll be doing my podcast by myself, because I know if I'm going to say I'll be there, then I know I got to hold myself to that, right? No big deal. Sports, I don't really want to talk about sports, y'all. Chicago teams suck. Illinois, shout out to the Fighting Illini. That's my favorite college team. They won their bowl. Everybody counted them out against Carolina, but they won their bowl. But the major teams, the Bulls, Bears, Cubs, Blackhawks, White Sox, which I don't speak on, they just bad. They're bad. We have bad organizations overall when it comes to Chicago teams. Bad organizations. We usually have to get an incredible amount of talent before we can win in these professional sports, because our organizations are terrible, man. I just don't understand it, but I digress. Let's get into this podcast, man. Protecting your peace. Let's talk about protecting your peace. Everyone on this planet has a right to their opinion, right? We all can make choices that we want to make. We all can believe what we want to believe in. We all can have our opinions, but everything we do has consequences. See, when you want to make a choice, but not want to hold yourself to the consequence of that choice, then you have no accountability. Point blank. When every choice you make, there's a but to it. Well, yeah, I did this, but you're not showing any accountability. You're not. So if you're not going to hold yourself accountable for any choices you make, why would you make good choices? If every choice you make, there's a safety net that keeps you, protected, why would you make good choices? If I can make a bad choice and I still get the same results as making a good choice, why would I make a good choice? It's easier to do the bad thing. If it's easier to do the bad thing, So if you understand that, then you understand you can't change people. You can't control people. You can't change people, nor should you try to change people or make people do things that you want them to do. You can teach them. You can give them examples. You can show them examples. You can lead by example. But at the end of the day, they're ultimately going to make that choice. Now, when we talk about peace, protecting your peace, we're talking about being able to wake up and have the least amount of stress as possible. Life is stressful, right? We can't do anything about that. But I'm talking about the unnecessary stress that we can do something about. That's where protecting your peace comes from. See, if you have to go to work to pay your bills and you have a hard day at work, right? That is stress. That is where you need stress management, because that type of stress you can't get around. You got to go to work and pay your bills. So that's where stress management comes in. How can I manage this stress at my job? When you have children that, misbehave, well, that is a stress that you can't avoid because they're your children. So that's a stress you have to manage. Now, when you're dealing with someone and they don't really bring anything positive into your life, and you're dealing with them, now that's self-induced stress. That is stress you creating for yourself. And that's the type of stress you should try to eliminate. Things that cause stress for you that you don't need to engage in or engage with or whatever. So if you want to protect your peace, the first thing you should try to do is just eliminate stressful situations that you don't have to be in. Stressful people that you don't have to be around. And that is a right. You have that right. You don't owe these people that bring nothing positive to your life an explanation. You just deal with them. Don't deal with them. If you don't have to deal with them, don't deal with them. You don't have to explain to them, hey, I don't want to deal with you because just don't deal with them. Just start talking to them. Now if you have to deal with them, you absolutely have to deal with them for whatever reason, then you have to minimize your engagements with them. The interactions, you got to minimize it. Keep it short and sweet. Yes, no, on, off, hello, goodbye, like that. No need in engaging in long conversations with a person that just constantly brings you stress. Why do that? Just avoid those type of situations if you can. Sometimes you can't, but when you can, you have to. Because if you don't, then you're not protecting your peace. No one else's feelings should come before yours. No other adult feelings, a person you didn't create, their feelings and beliefs should not come before yours. They should value your feelings and beliefs and opinions as well as you value theirs. And their opinion shouldn't always be more significant than yours. If they can't value what you say, you don't have to value what they say. If they don't listen to you, you don't have to listen to them. You don't. When you have enough stress in your life already, just by design, because of your lifestyle or whatever, it's almost imperative that you figure out a way to protect your peace, because you don't really owe people as much as you may think you do. When someone calls your phone and you looking at it and you know this person is finna ask you for something. They're not finna see how you doing, they finna ask you for something. You don't have to answer the phone. You don't have to answer it. You know, maybe they'll get the hint, maybe they won't. But you have every right to protect your peace first, because if you can't protect your peace and be peaceful, you really can't help other people when you have turmoil. We do a great job as parents, some parents, of masking our struggles and pains for our children, on behalf of our children, because we don't want them to see that. We don't want them to experience that, and that's fine. That is not protecting your peace. That's not what that is. You're trying to give your kids a better life, and you want them to experience joy and happiness. So you don't let them see your struggles, because kids have a tendency to blame themselves or take on those struggles, or those struggles bring them down. So that's not protecting your peace. Protecting your peace is when you are going through a struggle or a situation and someone is making that situation worse. They're not helping the situation. They making it worse. Now you shouldn't deal with that type of person, because and those type of people come a dime a dozen. The people that pretend to care, the people that talk to you, they don't talk to you. They just want you to listen to their life and their problems, and they want you to agree with them. And if you don't agree with them, they snap at you or whatever. And I don't think that a friend or someone that cares about you should tell you what you want to hear and agree with everything you say. That's not even a friend. That's a crony. That's a yes man. Why would I surround myself with a bunch of people that's going to tell me what I want to hear versus one or two people that remind me, Ziggy, you need to get it together. You okay, but you need to do better. We all are motivated differently. Some people are motivated by positive reinforcements, right? Oh, you're doing great. Oh, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. Oh my goodness, that makeup looks great on you. Some people are influenced by that. That gives them whatever charge they need to do better in life. I'm not like that. I'm motivated by negativity. I come from that world, a world where people just said you wasn't gonna do nothing, you wasn't gonna be nothing, you can't do nothing, you can't, those are the people that motivate me. So I keep those people around just so I can be reminded of how great I'm not, if that makes sense. When you got a lot of people saying, oh, you're a good this or you're great at that again. That does nothing for me. I go to those people who really make sure everything I say or do is scrutinized, and they remind me of how great I'm not. So that's why I keep those type of people around. And I can still protect my peace because I only interact with those people when I choose to. And that's just the world I come from. I don't come from the typical world where love and care and consideration and nice words and kind thought. I don't come from that world, so those kind of things don't move me. But even with that, I still have a right to protect my peace. And if I don't bring something to somebody's life except negativity, they have a right to not talk to me. I've never ever a person say they don't want to talk to me anymore. I've never ever said why. Never. If somebody say I don't want to talk to you anymore, I say, okay. No harm, no foul. Don't take it personal, but I just respect that person's choice. They don't need to explain to me why they don't want to talk to me anymore. If they, whatever reasons they have, okay. I just go with that and move on. I am not about to try to keep someone in my life that doesn't want to be in my life. That's also a part of protecting your peace. Let me keep you around even though I know you don't want to be around. Nah, that doesn't make sense. So for me, I'm not doing that. I'm a little bit rough around the edges too, as you guys know. There's nothing typical about me. I'm just a little different. So this is my explanations of how you should protect your peace. Maybe somewhere somebody else will say something different, a different way to protect your peace, you know, but that's just not me. That that'll never be me. I'm gonna protect my peace. That's just what I do. I'm gonna do, and that's what I think everybody should do. And you got the something I've never liked, the New Year's resolutions. And y'all know the New Year's resolutions. Everybody, they go on social media and they post about how they gonna do better, how they gonna be better, how this is gonna change, that is gonna change. So what I've learned is the people that do the most talking about change usually do the least amount of change. Change requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. If you're trying to change to get better, it is automatically going to require sacrifice and discipline. You sacrificing something. You either sacrificing, if you trying to save up, you sacrificing money. If you trying to like go in the gym and get fit, you're sacrificing time. You're sacrificing indulgements. But that's the one thing most people don't really have: discipline. They don't have discipline. And discipline is something that you're not born with it. You can be taught it, but you have to be the main driving force behind your own discipline. And I get so tired of hearing people say they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And 5 or 6 years later, they in the same place. And then they say, well, yeah, but see that but word, I think the but word should be treated as profanity, because it always comes with a but. Instead of just saying, look, I could do better, but I'd rather spend time laying down, sitting on my butt, playing a video game on a phone, or being nosy, scrolling through social media, looking at other people's lives, versus getting up and doing something to better mine. It's just, y'all look, we lazy, man. We lazy. Look around, look at everybody, look at how everybody look at what everybody doing. We're lazy. That's the truth. Everyone has a reason for it too. Well, I'm not lazy. I got this, I got that, I do this. Well, are you doing this? How's your health? You know, how's your relationship with your family? How's your job going? You know, we lazy and we don't have discipline, man. And it just sounds good to talk about what we're gonna do, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. See, real killers move in silence. That's probably not the best terminology, but the people that make the moves, they're not wasting time talking about it, man. They're just doing it. And then you see the results. And it's like, wow, well, look at this, you know? Yeah. And sometimes a change isn't easy. It isn't easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. If everybody could be healthy easily, everybody would do it, you know? But, you know, they got shortcuts. They got the little shot to lose weight, and they got the plastic surgery, and, you know, all that stuff. I mean, okay, if that's the way you want to go that way. But don't do that and then try to convince people that you worked hard. It doesn't take discipline to take a weight loss shot. It doesn't. It doesn't take eating right to put makeup on and have flawless skin. So don't get in the world, wow, look at me last year and look at me now, look at this hard work and dedication. Nah, you just took a couple shots. You had a surgery. That doesn't take hard work. So let's not do that. If you lost your weight or if you look a little better, cool. But don't be out here acting like you was in the gym and you was eating right and you was dieting. No, you just went to the doctor and okay, we'll give you a shot or give you surgery. You'll lose weight. You'll look better. And everyone has the right to look better. But just keep in the back of your head, yeah, I this is surgery. I couldn't get in the gym, work out and get it. I had to get surgery. So just saying that lazy, and these are my opinions. I feel a certain type of way about certain things very strongly, you know. But I know what discipline is. And I also know that change isn't easy. But when you look at people's lives and where they are, at some point in their life to get where they are, they had to have some kind of discipline. They had to have some kind of change. They had to make some kind of sacrifice. People that come from nothing to having something, there's a sacrifice. There's some discipline in there. They don't, you don't just, I come from the hood, the projects, the slums, living off government, to now I own this, I own that, I have that. There was some sacrifice in there somewhere. There was some discipline in there. There was some change. But people that come from nothing and still have nothing, there was no change. There was no discipline. That is not rocket science. You look at a person, it's like, man, how did you get to where you are? Now we ain't talking about the Paris Hiltons and the Trumps and the Elon Musk. We ain't talking about people that inherited richness, right? They inherited money. We talk people that came from nothing and went to something. Look at the athletes in the NFL. The ones that were in foster homes, the ones that had to eat ramen noodles in the lunch gallery. You know, like the Shannon Sharps come from nothing, but put in the work and the discipline and got to where they are. And guess what? You are gonna lose sleep. You're gonna have nights where you don't get sleep. That's just what it is. Because money doesn't sleep. Neither does opportunity. So you can't waste time sleeping. I've been all around the world. I've paid attention to a lot of people. I've known a lot of people since I was a kid and up until now, and I see their lives, and I have my opinion, my internal opinion of it. I don't judge these people. I can't judge anyone. I can't. But I can have an opinion. And I look at certain things and it's like, well, if you would have done this, that, or this, then your life would be different. That's the truth. If you would have just done this versus that, then your life would have, but you know what? Doing this versus that requires discipline, requires sacrifice. You know, I joined the military. I had a child on the way. I could have played football in college, but I had a child on the way. I had no skills, had nothing. It's like, okay, so if I have a kid, well, if I go to college and play football, I'm not gonna make no money to help take care of my kid. So what career can an 18-year-old have that will put food on the table and pay bills? The only option was the military, legally anyway. That's what I did. I joined the military. My peers could have joined the military with me, but they chose not to for whatever reasons. See, when you join the military, you're sacrificing time away from your loved ones. But why are you sacrificing that time? Is it worth it? For me, it was. And I don't, to this day, that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. You know, that's just an example, one example of sacrifice. I've went a whole year eating bread and meat because I wanted to get my finances in order or in some kind of shape. That's what I did. I didn't talk about it. No one knew about it. No one, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't posting on social media, hey guys, day 65 of eating just bologna and bread. I'm gonna make it. No, I don't do that. I don't need no support from people. Oh, you got this. Steady the course. You can do it. I don't need that. That's never been a thing for me. It was always you can't do this. You never gonna do this. You won't be that. So I have maybe a negative undertone, I guess, when it comes to like what motivates me. But that was a sacrifice. But I understood why I did it. When I got my identity stolen, almost $30,000 in debt, I was on the hook for. I had to make life changes because I knew what I wanted. And I knew what I had to do to get there. So that's what I did. But I never talked about it. I never spoke on it. That's just what I did. And while everybody was living their life, enjoying their life, doing whatever, I was focusing on trying to get better for myself and my children. And I had to make certain sacrifices to get better, certain disciplines. But if you don't have that discipline, which most people don't, they don't. It's just easier to fake it. It's easier to just pretend like you look a certain way or pretend like you have certain things than to actually have them. And everybody I talked to that wanted to know like how to get out of debt or how to, I gave them a blueprint, and the first thing they say, well, I don't have enough money. I can't afford this or that. But they be the same people at a fast food restaurant. Oh yeah, let me get that number 2, large fries, extra cheese. Them the same people. Oh man, I can't wait to go on Netflix and look at this new series. Them the same people, right? That say I can't afford it. So when I hear that, I just, all right, cool. And unfortunately, that's like 99% of the people that I talk to. They got an excuse. And it's like, okay, so, but if you don't want to do something to make your situation better, that's on you. I'm going to do something to make my situation better. And if you look at it, like, well, how did you get here? Okay, this is what I did. Well, I can't do that because why not? Why you can't do it? Well, I just don't have time. Yeah, you do. If you scrolling on social media, if you're on that phone gossiping about nothing, if you're in front of a TV watching some stupid show, you have time. You just don't want to take that time to do these things. I have friends, shout out Wendy, that bust that work. They work. They don't complain. They don't be out here bragging or wearing on their sleeve, but they work and they have things. They got their life in order. I have people like that. Those are the people that I like to engage with. Because when I talk to them, I know they're not going to be asking me for help or can you give me money for this bill? They ain't going to ask me for that, and they listen. See, people that have discipline, we have certain things in common. Like a bunch of hoodlums is going to hang with a bunch of hoodlums because that's what they know, hoodlum activities. But a bunch of people that's level-headed, have goals and ambitions, are more than likely going to hang with each other. And then what happens? The people that you used to hang with that don't have goals, don't have ambition, woe is me, my life sucks, you don't want to be around them. You're going to be like, I don't want to deal with you. You're not going anywhere. You're just going to bring me down or keep me stagnant. Let me go over here. You know what I'm saying? To these people. Yes, I have people that I talk to that got, nobody's life is perfect and we all have room for improvement, but they, at their age, they have their life in order. You shouldn't be in your 40s struggling constantly. And if you are, this is my opinion. If you are, then ask yourself, why am I struggling? What did I do to get here? There had to be a point in your life where you just started struggling. Well, what happened that made you struggle? Start from there. Do you want to keep struggling? No, okay. Because nothing worth its weight in gold comes easy. We can all sit here and wait to win the lottery. Or we can also, in the meantime, figure something out. What talents do I have? What do I have the ability to do? If you sit on the phone talking all day long, then you probably got a talent for talking. Maybe do a podcast. I don't know. Maybe do some tutorials, some how-to videos, post it online, build you an audience, something. You know how to crochet or do whatever? Crochet a couple of shirts and sweaters and hoodies, put your product out there, talk to some people, sell it. But if you're going to tell me I'm 45, 40 plus, I have no talents, I don't know how to do anything, That's just tragic. That is tragic. I don't know that, bruh. You might want to get your life in order. You don't have no talents. You can't do nothing but work a 9 to 5. That's it. I don't know. But holidays also, along with this New Year's resolution, holidays. I don't do holidays. They're man-made. Some dude or woman, somebody made this holiday, or a group of people made these holidays, and people just follow that. I don't do Christmas. I didn't get nothing for Christmas growing up. Maybe that's another reason why I don't do it. But I don't do Christmas. It's some holiday about surprise, surprise, a white guy with a beard riding a sleigh and giving kids gifts. So this dude finna get credit for the gifts that nah. And I tell my kids, like, guys, if I have to wait until Christmas to give y'all something that y'all want, I think I messed up somewhere. I think I messed up somewhere. Why do I have to wait till a man-made holiday to celebrate with my family? I can just do that any day of the week. Hey guys, June 13th, we'll go hang out. We'll eat a big meal. We'll spend time together. We'll play games. That's what I tell my kids. And most of them, they understand. They don't have any qualms about it. You know, they're not all, dang, I didn't get nothing for Christmas. Oh, my friends are going to make fun of me. It's not like that with us. We're a little different, you know. So I'm not a holidays type person. Like, do I need to wait till Christmas and Thanksgiving to sit down with my family and share things? No. But that's what, you know, the masses do, I guess. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my thing. I'm not I don't know, maybe I might sound like a Debbie Downer sometimes or something like that, but I'm really not. My expectations are a little different. And I don't come from a world where you can just make excuses and people will just say, oh, it's okay. You got it hard. You got a dozen kids. You don't have to, I get it. You know, no, don't nobody want to hear that. They want to look, I don't care what you got. Bills need to be paid. Obligations need to be met. Work need to be done. Kids need to be fed. That's the world I come from. There's no phone I can pick up and call a relative and say, hey, can you help me? I don't have that world. So, but yeah, man, New Year's resolutions, corny, straight corny. And what happens? What do we all know? The first week of January, you got all these people with the gym memberships. By the way, a gym membership is a scam. It really is, because they know you're not going to work out. You're going to pay $15 a month to do for nothing. So gym memberships are a scam. You see people in there working it out, right? And then, I don't know, they just lose interest. So you mean to tell me somebody that can't stay committed to going to the gym is going to be committed in a relationship? They're going to be committed in a relationship when times get hard? Nah. They're going to be committed to supporting my growth and development in my, you know, my platforms and my outside dealings. Nah. I can't grow with that kind of person. I can't. Now, there's going to be people that will say, well, just because you don't go to the gym don't mean you don't have commitment. You're right. That was just one example. I'm not saying if you can't commit to the gym, then you can't commit. Then I'm not saying it. I'm just giving an example, because I don't pay attention to what people say. I pay attention to what they do. You can tell me anything you want, but I look at your lifestyle. What are you doing? That's who you really are. Personality is who you are behind when everyone can see you, right? When you post on social media, when you walk outside, that's your personality. I don't care about that. I care about the person that can't nobody see. When you behind doors cheating on your wife or drinking beer when you say you don't drink no more. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's what I pay attention to. But anyway, man, this kind of my new format with the intro and everything. I might change it. I might keep it. It depends. We gonna stay positive this year, y'all. Protect your peace, man. anything worth its weight in gold is not easy, but you can do it. It can be done. You know, just remember why you're doing it and use that as your motivation. For me, it's the doubters. It's the people that say what I can't do. For you, it might be, you know, your kids looking up to you, or you enjoying seeing their faces smiling when you work hard to get them something. But just try to do better. Whatever you did last year is gone. Can't take it with you. Just try to do better. That isn't even a New Year's resolution, man. That's just period. Every day you can wake up and try to do better. This is just the first podcast in this year, and I want to get on address those topics, the end of last year and the beginning of this year. But at the end of the day, man, life is gonna always be what you make it. Always. Struggle, strife, bad times, they don't last forever. They don't. And always, man, protect your peace. So that's it for this podcast, man. Thank y'all for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. And as always, until the next YouTube video, be easy.
The truth is the problem that people have in society. I like to see the reaction to the truth.